everyone, my name is Emily Gan and I'm from Group 13. So today I'll be sharing a personal reflection vlog regarding the recent Everest Simulation V3 that I've went through with my team last week. And today I'll just be sharing what is the leadership role that I've taken, what are the things that I've learned from, and what are the real world application or theory, leadership theories that are actually applied during the simulation. So first and foremost, this simulation is actually a mirror of what I would be if I was given a leadership role. So in this simulation, I was given a role as a physician. So as you all know, a physician is in that simulation was actually a doctor, and my role was actually to safeguard and also monitor the well-being of the other team members, the other 4 team members. So I would have to constantly ask them how are they doing, whether they are okay, whether they need anything. So, and I was the one who I was under the professionalism that who has the ability to hold the medications that was given and also give out the medications appropriately at the correct timing. So as my role wasn't really one of the outspoken, not to say like the leader one, I was more of the back end one, I would say, who is just quietly monitoring everyone from the back, making sure that everyone is well. And I don't usually speak up because what we usually do is we monitor as a physician, right? Not to also like ask everyone's well-being, whether they are good or not. And what are the leadership theories that apply? Actually, during the simulation, I felt that one of the leadership theory that actually resonated with me was situational leadership, because at different point of time, right, I needed to switch between a supportive teammate and as well as a directive teammate. So when I say situational, it depends on situation. I will come up with different kind of me, like how would I say this, like during the good times, when everyone is still climbing, we are being supportive, that's the soft part of me as my role. But during the time where it's crisis, when someone has an asthma attack, or I felt like that person's health is at risk, I will come up with my directive leadership. I will directly tell them that they will need this medication, or how that they should stop or they should continue climbing, a direct advice instead of being supportive. Because at times, leadership, as a physician, we do not just support. It's not only a supporting role, I would say. You will also have the right to give appropriate advice at appropriate time, and at the same time being stern. So, and then apart from that, I think emotional intelligence by Goldman, there were moments that we felt frustrated because people weren't listening to my advice, because they have a leader, right? And then whatever the leader say, we follow. But from us as the physician perspective, we will have our professional advice, and you felt that you're not being heard. At the same, these are the kind of team environment that actually encourages challenges for myself, and I also hesitated at sometimes to speak strongly because, to be honest, even though I'm given the role as a physician, my background is actually a HR professional. So what are the informations that are feeding me are actually just from, at that point of time, whatever the description has been feeding me, I'm only getting that kind of information to share. So in the game, I wouldn't know that if I'm actually giving a correct advice or not. But to reflect, in real world, it's the same thing. Sometimes when you're in the supporting role, you might not have support from the great public. Usually leaders, they will follow the one that is loud, in general. Simulation, at first, I came in with a mindset that I'm given a advisory role. But then later on, when we started to continue climbing to Camp 2, Camp 3, Camp 4, we realized that there is a situation that needs us to step up, and I also realized that not every situation you need a permission to actually speak. So you find the correct time, and you know that you need to step up and be the leader during that time and advise the correct advice law, so that people will actually take it and be directive lah. So as a physician, during Camp 3, if not mistaken, if I can remember correctly, there were a few of us who already are our health level was at risk. Then I told them, if you were to climb again, I think one or two people might have died on the way there. So that is why we decided to stay on to Camp 3, rest one day, and then only continue to Camp 4. And then that's when there is also a hidden meaning. I as a physician get to actually do my research, because that is one of the hidden challenges that I can actually collect my point. So it was something good for everyone as well. It's a win-win situation. The rest gets to rest and get their energy so that they can climb to Camp 4, and I get to do my research at the same time, rest as well. So it's a beneficial thing, something beneficial for everyone. And then at the same time, I also transitioned towards adaptive leadership, because reading the environment, I know that it was a crisis, adjusting to your role, helping others to confront uncomfortable problems. So this adaptive leadership, instead of being quiet, when I came in, I know that my role wasn't the leader, so I shouldn't be speaking so much. But at times when there's crisis, right, and they need a professional advice, that's when I step in, I adapt to the situation and gave my professional advice as a physician, and the team managed to stay back at Camp 3. Yeah. And then apart from that, based on a real world application, same thing. As a physician, I came from a HR background, and for HR, we are usually the one working back end supporting role as well in the whole organization, and we are usually focusing on mitigating risk, at the same time focusing on employee well-being, making sure that long-term health in the organization are taken care of. And just like the simulation, this caution can sometimes be misunderstood or also undervalued. Some people think that we're thinking too much, maybe in the organization, when you try to advise people to not do this and this and this, they'll think like you're being too nosy or bossy, but actually it is good for them. So particularly like during the crisis such as COVID-19, when we're navigating workforce changes during COVID-19, right, there were movements where business wanted to push their sales and aggressively, but then we had to advocate on mental health checkups, mental health breaks. So there's like hybrid arrangement, and then there's also like safety measures during COVID-19. Some people still want to like work in office because they want to chase sales lah, they need to settle the policy like this and that. But we as HR, we come up with a policy like, oh, you have to work from home, this because it's the government policy, right? So what this simulation actually taught me is leadership is not about hierarchy. It doesn't mean that you're given the leadership role, you are given the leader role, so the others cannot actually speak up and give their own views as well. We would actually need to choose the correct time and the correct place, and then give our advice in a different way, be adaptive and step up wherever we can. So so, and also if I would be given a chance to go through the simulation again as a physician role, I would say that instead of being quiet, I would actually step up ahead already, like not just when I come in I'll just keep quiet because I'm just a physician, I don't have to do anything. I will only come out when there is crisis. No, I don't do that. I should be taking, like, I should be asking more questions to mitigate different scenarios for the future. So like I can ask everyone's health condition first, you know, what are the conditions of health that they have before we hike you know, the Everest, or actually start the simulation. Like maybe the environmentalist, my friend Ravi, he's actually you know, have some kind of condition, or maybe like Xue Yuan, who was actually the marathoner. Although a marathoner, but she has asthma risk. So at least I know, you know, at certain point of time, I would know when to actually act better. Yeah, so that's all from me, and yeah, thank you very much.